What is happening? I'm N64Josh, and this is another game vlog. Remember, I do this right before I start streaming every day, pretty much every day. Not every day, most streams though. We're into these little vlogs. I'm going to grab a game from my collection. I'm going to grab something from my collection, and we're going to talk about it. And so I do this, like I said, before I start streaming, I stream on twitch.tv/N64Josh Monday through Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Fridays for a good portion of the day. So if you want to come hang out, that's when you can do it. Mondays is my long stream though. Typically we go for about 7 hours or so. And we play a lot of Smash, a lot of different games though. A lot of different games. Yesterday was Mario Day. We had a great time. If you missed the podcast or you're unaware of the podcast that I do, if you look up Nintendo Powercast, we heard from different members of the community, just kind of like what, some of their memories with Mario games and things like that, maybe getting games for Christmas, that kind of stuff. So it was fun. But we're going to talk about a Super Nintendo game today. I'm wearing a Super Nintendo shirt. I got my Link to the Past shirt on, and I was like, we've done a lot of kind of staple titles, right? Turtles was a little more obscure, at least the first Turtles game, but we've done a lot of Mario games, just kind of some pretty staple stuff. So I wanted to veer off the path a little bit. Okay, I wanted to veer off the path, and this is a game from a company that is near and dear to my heart. I love this company, and I was so sad when Nintendo let Microsoft purchase them. It made me very sad. Very sad. But that company is Rare. They brought us games like RC Pro-Am. They brought us games like GoldenEye. They brought us games like Perfect Dark. Many great titles. And the one I'm holding right here, it's called Killer Instinct. Okay, this is a black Super Nintendo cart, right? I loved this cart. Now, unfortunately, I was noticing there's a sticker on the back of this. I don't think this is my original cart. I'm pretty sure it's not, because no stickers ever would have touched my games. Never. No markers, no stickers, nothing. They stayed clean. So this is the sticker looks like it's from a used game store, so that you guys can see the back there. That's why I'm thinking it's not my original, because back then I don't think I ever, unless I bought a game from somebody, I never really bought anything used, right? Or my parents never bought me anything used. I don't even know, like, back then, I mean, like I said, unless you were doing a deal with a friend or something, a lot of times I was just purchasing new. So Killer Instinct. Now, let's do a little bit of history with this game. So I've talked before about, I talked about Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I spent a lot of time in the arcade as a kid. A lot of time, right? Mid-'80s, arcades were making money, right? They were making big money. I was recently watching a documentary, and they talked about the first, I believe, oh man, I believe it was Space Invaders, but don't quote me on it. I can't, it's escaping me right now. But what happened is they put this arcade machine in, it might have even been Donkey Kong. They put it into a bar. They went back the next day, and it had broke. Well, what had happened is they didn't make a big enough coin box, and it had overflowed. They literally couldn't get any more coins in to get the thing to play. And so that was they were big money makers. They were really big money makers back then. And some of my favorite games in the arcade were fighting games. I loved games like Street Fighter 2. I played a lot of it. It's going to be a game we're going to cover here one day. Mortal Kombat. This game in particular became my favorite fighting game, and when it came out for the Super Nintendo, I had to have it. So when I played Street Fighter on Super Nintendo, I played every character. Like, I had my mains that I liked. Usually Guile was like my main, but I would play I would just learn every character because, I mean, hey, it was the only game I had. Killer Instinct, as you can see on the cover there, that character's name is Fulgore. If you're not familiar with this series, he was my favorite character, and so I would learn all of his combos. Now, what was different about this game than most fighting games is that you were going for massive combos. The game had you doing your inputs in such a way that you were like, you know, with Fulgore, I would hold back for 2 seconds, then push towards the opponent and hit an attack button, and that would then get a combo started. And then if you maybe did a quarter circle with a punch, that would do another combo, and then you would keep those combos just going and going until you get like, I mean, you could get up into like the ultra combos, things like that, where you're talking like 60, 70, 80 hits. And I remember in the arcade just like staring at this machine like, how do you do this? Right? And so getting this game home was my opportunity to learn all the moves. Right? And I would play through with every character. They had finishing moves, just like in Mortal Kombat, where you could, I remember Fulgore had like lasers that would shoot out of his eyes and it would just kind of melt the person, things like that. There were a lot of different characters. You had your ninja character with a katana. Everybody kind of had a blade of some kind or weapons. There was the boxer that just had the gloves. I remember there was Orchid. She was the female fighter, and she kind of had these like almost like lightsaber batons, kind of. I don't know exactly what she had, but very diverse. There was a skeleton. There was a velociraptor. Like, really, really interesting cast. There was a Cinder was just like lava, and then you had Glacius, who was just ice, right? And so a really cool cast of characters. The combos were just so much fun. And the announcer really made this. Like, I highly recommend checking out some videos of this game. It really set itself apart from other fighting games. And so I got this home and I played it. And I played it, and I played it, and I learned the ins and outs, and I learned the combos. I learned most of the characters. I could do the finishing moves. And then I went back to the arcade. And those of you guys that have been listening to the podcast and things like that, you've heard me talk about this, but literally a line, I'm not exaggerating, a line of like grown men behind me. And they're just quarters were getting placed on the machine, and I was just running through them, and they're like, "Hey kid, how are you doing that combo?" I'm like, "I don't know. Get to the back of the line." And here's the thing. This is so typical me when it comes to fighting games. With Fulgore, I was just so aggressive, and I would just land these giant combos that people wouldn't hit the ground. They wouldn't hit the ground. They wouldn't be able to do anything else. And, it was game over for them. And so, I mean, literally, I kid you not, like, I'm just this little, like, 12, 13-year-old kid, and nobody could beat me in the arcade. And that was the best feeling ever, because I remember walking in the arcade, and there was oftentimes somebody at the machine, and I'd put my quarter in, and then I would get beat down, right? This would happen in Street Fighter. This would happen quite often. And so for me to finally be the one that was holding down the machine, it was awesome. It was awesome. And I played so very much. And what was great, once I got good at it, all of a sudden it didn't cost me nearly as many quarters to I could get a lot of mileage out of one quarter. So I don't know if you guys, maybe let me know in the comments, anybody else get arcade games home and just learn them, and then just go back and just beat everybody down. I loved it. I love doing that. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been another game vlog with Killer Instinct. All right. And I really do appreciate you guys watching. Please hit that like button and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I do want to thank everybody. We just hit 1,800 subscribers, so thank you for that. And remember, if you're looking for people to play games with, whether it be Smash, Fortnite, Rocket League, Mario Kart, whatever, come hang out in the Discord, n64josh.com/Discord. Would love to get some games with you. So thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye now.